Five, four, three, two, one. We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you." If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
From 2000 to 2008, America saw a time of great change, and at the helm of this change was President George W. Bush. This Texas native would be responsible for shaping foreign affairs for generations to come, and it all started with the election of 2000. Bush was known as the passionate conservative who held the standard beliefs of a traditional conservative. Running against Democrat Al Gore, he fought a tightly contested battle, one that saw for just the fourth time a winner who did not receive the popular vote. Also important to mention, similar to many close elections, this one had controversy.
Bush. Bush. Gore. Gore. Can't read that one. I can't read this one either. You might need a recount. In Florida, an important 25 electoral votes, there were some questions about the accuracy of the voter count. In the Supreme Court case of Bush versus Gore, Al Gore called for a recount in some hotly contested counties, such as Palm Beach County. Bush fought it and eventually successfully appealed for a stay from the U.S. Supreme Court to stop the recount.
I don't know, George. I think we need to invade Iraq. I know they have nukes.
Well, to be honest, Dick, I'm not really sure I want to go forth and commit that big move just right yet. I think the nation needs to hold out for a little bit longer.
Listen, I have a company, Halliburton. They can take everything over. Cooking, cleaning, all that stuff. It'll be a great success. We'll take their nukes, we'll invade them. It'll be nice, quick, easy, be done in weeks.
Well, if you put it that way, I think I might have to pull the trigger. I just have to go with you on this one. I guess I'm going to do it.
Good decision.
On September 11, 2001, Bush's presidency changed drastically when hijacked airplanes crashed into the World Trade Centers, the Pentagon, and a fourth presumably heading towards Washington. It was a sad day for America as thousands perished at the hands of Osama bin Laden's Al-Qaeda. 9/11 was one of the first televised terrorist attacks, as millions of people all over the world watched in horror as the Twin Towers helplessly toppled to the ground. These attacks had great impact on the Bush administration going forward in things such as foreign policy and national security. America was now under attack, and Bush was the man people looked to rid the world of these evil people.
President Bush, tell me about the axis of evil.
Well, my dear lad, the axis of evil is a great threat to our nation. Not only are they sponsoring terrorism, but they are building weapons of mass destruction. We need to take care of these countries and fight back if possible.
What about the war on terrorism?
Well, your dears, my personal thoughts on that, our nation is at war with groups like the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. Ever since the catastrophic event of 9/11, it is my pledge to the nation that we aid this country and get rid of all evil people such as Osama bin Laden, and I'll do my best to do that for you and the people of this country.
Thank you. The Act increased intelligence agencies' ability to share information and lifted restrictions on communications surveillance. Law enforcement officials were given broader mandates to fight financial counterfeiting, smuggling, and money laundering schemes that funded terrorists. The Patriot Act's expanded definition of terrorism also gave the FBI increased powers to access personal information such as medical and financial records. The Patriot Act also superseded all state laws.
We must stop the terror. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive. All right, we need another.
Now watch this drive.
What are your stances on same-sex marriage?
Personally, I think that same-sex marriage should be banned from this country in general. and that we should amend the Constitution, eliminating it entirely.
What about your stance on global warming, particularly the Kyoto Treaty?
Well, while I believe the Kyoto Treaty is a waste of time and money, I do believe global warming is real, and it is a huge threat to this country. However, we aren't sure yet whether or not it is man-made or natural. That being said, I think there are steps we could take to reduce the amount of greenhouse gases emitted in this country.
Now tell us about your views on education.
Well, education is a big issue in this country, and the standards of education for children are way too low. I have a plan in place that will be implemented soon called the No Child Left Behind grant that will allow standards of education in this country today through creating guidelines to schools to follow and requiring teacher training.
Hello, people. Discussing the election of 2004 between George W. Bush and John Kerry. George W. Bush, who won the election, was a Republican, and John Kerry was a Democrat. This was, coincidentally, one of the most closely contested elections of all time in this country. George W. Bush won the popular vote in 31 states, as Kerry won the popular vote in 19 states. W. Bush won 51% of the popular vote amongst the whole country, as Kerry won 48%. George W. Bush pulled away with this election containing 286 electoral votes, as Kerry received 251.
President Bush, what's your plan going forward on the war on terrorism?
Also, my plan going forward... Whoa! Jesus!
Alright, agents, this is Mohammed Raj. He's Muslim. He has no previous crimes, but he's Muslim. We should check him out. He's from Syria.
President, there's been a hurricane down in Louisiana. They're calling it Katrina. What would you like to do about it?
Hurricane? I'm on vacation. This is my alone time. Have FEMA take care of that.
FEMA?
FEMA? That's their only job. They're supposed to take care of natural disasters. Goodbye.
My name is Michael Brown. I'm the director of FEMA. I admit that I have failed with resolving of the issue of Katrina hurricane, and I'm sorry for it. In order to repay for what I've done, I resign. Bye.
Hi, I'm Nancy Pelosi, and I'm the Minority Leader of the United States House of Representatives for the state of California, and I hate George W. Bush.